Ma'am, you have 3 minutes. Please proceed whenever you're ready.
Thank you. My name is Holly Berkeley Fletcher. I hold a PhD in American history, specializing in the Civil War. I strongly object to the building of the proposed arch because it is an affront to the history and meaning of the site. In 1864, General Montgomery Meigs made a deliberate decision to bury Union dead at the Arlington estate of his former friend and mentor, Robert E. Lee, whom he considered a traitor to the United States, and he was. Meigs wanted to send a message both to Lee personally and to the nation about the rebellion's high moral and human cost. Decades later, the Macmillan Commission approved a long overdue plan for Washington based on the original design of Charles Pierre L'Enfant, who notably is also buried at Arlington. The Lincoln Memorial was purposely placed in the direct sightline of Lee's home and the graves of the first Union soldiers buried there, with the memorial bridge connecting the two, as a symbol of Union reconciliation and the high price of freedom. This site was never meant to be triumphal, but rather somber, reflective, and profound. Much like Lincoln's second inaugural and Gettysburg addresses, which are etched into the walls of his memorial. In light of other actions taken by this administration, I can't help but conclude the arch is part of an intentional revision of history in which the gravity of insurrection is minimized, the violence of white supremacy is sanitized, and the anniversary of our hard-won democracy becomes an occasion for cowardly avoidance of the painful lessons of the past. Our triumph as a nation isn't represented by an overcompensating imperial-looking arch. Our triumph is and ever will be embodied only by our commitment to becoming a more perfect union. The accurate, reverent remembrance of the tragedy of the Civil War and the racial oppression that caused it, as well as our more general allegiance to the truth, is vital to our republic's endurance. I am also a former CIA analyst working on Africa who was raised in Kenya under a dictatorial regime. This arch reminds me more of the bombastic, self-aggrandizing displays of the African strongmen I have observed than the expression of a mature, dignified democracy whose greatness has been proven over time through the fulfillment of and fidelity to its founding principles. Thank you for this opportunity.